Welcome to your practice. I'm Angela, and today this is a class for stretching of your shoulders when you're postpartum. The reason I say postpartum is because we are going to be on our bellies for a little bit of this practice. And if you're prenatal, then I will show you some options, but generally this class, I'm kind of gearing it towards the postpartum. So for that, for this practice, let's have a scarf, or if you have a strap, that's great. A scarf or a towel or something that you can use long ways. And then also a mat on the floor. And it's also nice to sit up on some height for the moment. So with that, sitting up on the edge of a pillow or a blanket, begin to settle into your space, closing your eyes to the degree of your comfort, and just welcoming in a space for your breath, a space for connection to your body. If your baby's nearby, connection to your baby. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And just take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, whisper ha. And now as you continue breathing in this way, now when you whisper ha, imagine your belly muscles, your deepest muscles of your abdominal area, just core sitting in. These are your transverse abdominis muscles. So really using strength, using that muscular energy on the exhale to draw your belly back towards your spine. Opening to receive the breath through that spaciousness. Exhale, hugging to the center, to the midline. And if you can, keeping this breath, now begin to add your pelvic floor. So on the exhale, draw your pelvic floor in and up like you're stopping the flow of urine. And on the inhale, really release your pelvic floor just as much as you focus on that contraction, also focusing on the relaxation. And now moving into that watery element of play, take your strap or your scarf, whatever you have, giving yourself a generous reach here. Begin to, on the inhale, lift it up over your head. And on the exhale, I have to widen. So on the exhale, lower down. Play with that in your own body. Inhale up. Exhale to the front. I'm going to play with my length again. I'm taking a few moments here in this exploration of your shoulders. We do so much holding as new parents. And if you've birthed recently, your abdominal muscles have gone through a lot. And so there's this tendency for them to kind of collapse in, which causes the shoulders also to collapse in. So using that breath that we just worked on, so now incorporating all of that together. So breathe in, release, and then exhale. As you exhale, knit your ribs together, draw your pelvic floor in and up. Inhale, release pelvic floor, release your abs, breathe in. Exhale, draw your low belly in and up. Drawing your pelvic floor. Continue in this way. A few more rounds. Inhale, expand and elevate. Exhale, root down from your hips into the earth. And as you move through all of these elements, feeling that full surface expansion, maybe even drop your your scarf now and breathe in and staying connected to your center, also using that in service to your expansion. And then exhale behind you a few more times. A little playful seaweed, snake arms, rolling of your shoulders up and back and down. Switch directions. Now alternate. Change directions. And then if you're prenatal, you can stay with these movements, just staying in this exploration, maybe even finding some circles or just doing some shoulder stretches across your bod in these ways. Or even standing inside up against a wall, which would be a prenatal option. You can do this against a wall. So just come to face a wall, place your hand out, and then kind of move away from that wall. And you'll feel that stretch in your shoulder. You can also do this against a wall this way, but I'll show you on the floor first. So let's just stick with that if you're prenatal. If you are postpartum, then let's come down onto our bellies. This is one of my most favorite stretches in the world. So come down onto your belly, maybe even starting with a little Sphinx pose here, just to orient yourself to the ground, to the earth. And then extend. So you might want to, I'm going to turn this way. So I'm going to extend my right arm out to the side. And you might even want to take your hand and kind of use your hand to move your breast out of the way, especially if you're nursing. Just to, give you a little, so you don't have to roll on that. So extend your arms out to the side and then pick up your left leg, bend your knee, and then begin to lower it behind you to the earth so that your right arm is extended out. And you might need to adjust and play with the angle that your arm is out. So it might be straight out, it might be down a little bit more. But the goal here is to get a good shoulder stretch. And finding your breath in this pose. Maybe even I like to tent up on my left fingertips. That helps me draw the head of my left arm bone back, which integrates it into the shoulder joint. And even here, you can take some of those breaths. So inhale, expand your rib cage, soften your belly. And then exhale, knit your lower ribs in, draw your pelvic floor in and up, even rooting down from your hips through the bottom of your feet. Staying here as long as it feels supportive. You might even, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, you might even lift your top arm up. 3 more breaths. Just being in this pose, feel what you're feeling, see what you see, and then slowly lower down, unwind back through the center. Do a little Sphinx pose, so forearms down on the ground. Pressing down through your forearms, maybe a little sway. And then we'll move to the other side. So take your right hand, move your left breast over to the right a little bit. Get it out of the way. Extend your left arm. Bend your right knee. And then roll over towards your left shoulder. Maybe lowering your foot down to the floor or maybe to a blanket or to a wall or a prop. You can still hear me good here. Tensing up on the right fingertips, snuggling the head of your arm bones into the socket, getting a nice stretch. So this is the arm. You can change the angle of it to help you access the pose. Usually for most people, you might bring it down. This is a twist as well. So allow your spine to rotate. Doing some of those deep belly breaths. So inhale, expand. Exhale, contract your abs. Draw your low belly in towards your spine. Lift your pelvic floor. Inhale, relax pelvic floor, soften your belly. And exhale. Few rounds like this in the rhythm of your breath, maybe lifting your top arm up. And staying here as long as it feels supportive. And when you're ready to come out, slowly lower your hand down, roll back onto your belly. And this time, make a little pillow with your hands, big toes to touch, heels wide, and lower your forehead to your hands. Pressing yourself back up to a seat. And then inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, drawing them down to the center of your heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this really helped your shoulders. See you on the mat.